Hey, Jason here from eGolf. I'm down at the Trump International Dubai. I'm here with Worldwide Golf, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Cobra one-length irons. So let's start with a concept. A couple of years ago we saw Bryson DeChambeau using one-length irons. And what that is basically he's using the same length iron in every single golf club that he has in terms of his irons. So he's got everything cut to a 7-iron length. So when he signed up with Cobra, they've decided to release to the public a set of one-length irons. So from a concept perspective, basically what you're trying to achieve is you're trying to achieve the same consistent setup that you would have for all of your irons, as well as that you would achieve the same swings. I've got a pitching wedge in my hand, and you look at my setup, it's the same length as a 7-iron. So I've got the same lie angle, same length. So there's my setup. Now I've got a 4-iron in my hands, and I've got the exact same setup because of the length and the same lie angle. Let me also just take a swing, and you'll see plane wise I'm back into the same plane. I do the same thing with the wedge, swinging it back into the same plane. So the idea is to keep the swing consistent and keep the same setup. So it's not just the length that he's got the same. There's actually a couple of other things that he has as well. We've got the exact same lie angle for all of his clubs, which just creates that consistency at address and also consistency in the swing, as well as the fact that he also has the same swing weight as well as the same sort of match in his shaft. So everything from a feel perspective as well as a setup perspective is exactly the same. It's very important for us to note that it's not a good idea just to go ahead and take your own set of irons and then make the changes to those irons, making them all the same lie angle, and then just cutting down the long irons and then extending the short irons, because that's going to change everything. That'll make your short irons extremely heavy in swing weights and your long irons very, very light in swing weight, as well as then you're going to affect the flex of the shaft. So it's really, really not a good idea. If you're thinking about going one length, do not go ahead and change your current set, because they're not designed for that. So having said all of that, let me go ahead and hit them. This will be the first time that I'm actually hitting them outdoors, so I'm really interested to see how they go. Here's the pitching wedge. Felt nice. One thing that as you look at them for the first time, it'll take a little bit of an adjustment, is to see so much loft on a 7-iron length. Takes a little bit of getting used to. Certainly flies pretty easy, goes quite high. Okay, so that would be something to get a little bit of used to taking a look. I'm now going to try and hit the 4-iron. And it's interesting just to note, as I stood there, obviously the wedge looked very long, and now the 4-iron feels really short. But that felt incredibly easy to hit. So from the long iron perspective, I was struggling a little bit getting used to the short iron, so that would take a bit of practice. But that felt incredibly easy to hit. So those two much better strikes. I must say I really, really struck those well, and long irons are probably not my strength. I'm excited about these clubs because the concept is really good. Anything that can improve consistency on your swing has got to be a benefit. But having said that, you still need to come down and get custom fit. Why? Because there's a couple of things that you still need to get custom fit. You need to get the right shaft in your iron to make sure that that's the right flex, as well as the right weight shaft. You need to get the right lie angle to make sure that each and every contact is nice and crisp and clean, as well as trying to get the right swing weights. As well as the fact that they offer a couple of different options. You get the slightly more forgiving head in the one length, and you also get the slightly more players version, which is a forged head. So you need to come down and get custom fit to see how these clubs can benefit your game.